The honourable member for Ialibu-Pangia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the Prime Minister for tabling this report. Very much a long-awaited report, and I thank him for establishing this inquiry to establish the facts, and it's quite a lengthy document that needs to be, of course, read in detail, and of course, we can all debate and ensure that the public is aware of the facts that are there. Mr. Speaker, just before I talk on the UBS inquiry report, let me say that this is certainly going to most probably be the last week, and I may not have the opportunity to say thank you to all the members who have not only extended their support to me over the last 5 years, but it has been a pleasure to be in this Parliament with each and every one of you. I wish each and every one of you best of luck during the coming elections. I don't intend to be in Parliament tomorrow because I've got a visit to one of our districts in the country. But getting back to the Commission, let me say this. Mr. Speaker, the Commission has been established. It is noted in the recommendations that some of the recommendations are quite serious. But let me start by saying this. This has been one of the most expensive commissions of inquiry in the history of our country. And hopefully we've got our money's worth, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, as the Prime Minister has just stated in his statement to Parliament, he has continued to try to politicize this event from day one, Mr. Speaker. From day one, making a running commentary even while the inquiry was sitting. So it goes to say that it can be suggested that the outcomes of some of the recommendations are very much highly politicized. But I accept the recommendations in full, Mr. Speaker, and I will subject myself to the recommendations that the report has suggested. But I can tell you that even in the report, Mr. Speaker, that the commissioners have noted that they have refused to accept some of my evidence, which I put forward after wild allegations about individuals who were convicted criminals, Mr. Speaker, convicted criminals who were witnesses in the inquiry, suggesting that they were witnesses to meetings that I have never had with anybody that has been recommended or mentioned in the inquiry. So, Mr. Speaker, I am very happy to defend myself, whether at ICAC or in the courts. So I have no issues with that, Mr. Speaker. I am responsible to the people of Papua New Guinea. I am responsible as a mandated leader. So, Mr. Speaker, on the issue about, it has been suggested on many occasions, many occasions, that this UBS deal was illegal. Well, the inquiry has not noted that this is not illegal, Mr. Speaker. It has complied with the laws of our countries, Mr. Speaker. It has complied with the laws of our country. So it goes to show that there are some weaknesses in the processing of some of these decisions that we make. And, Mr. Speaker, I have noted, Mr. Speaker, I have noted that...
Honourable member for Ialibu, we have a point of order. Minister, what is your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, with due respect, this two-volume document actually clearly states where the member for Ialibu says he accepts the facts in the report, actually states that it didn't comply with the law. So his statement is actually inconsistent with the actual findings of the report. Thank you.
Before me allow him member of Ialibu-Pangia, me continue debate, me like ask him, you member of Parliament, that you will be given opportunity to debate this, the report. So you mean not going to give him nothing, point of order, nothing, no cut him money. You lar him, you hold him, and you, but me give him your time, you debate him this report. So, honourable member of Ialibu-Pangia, you can continue your debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, just continuous interjections when one is speaking, just to distract the thought process of the person is is noted, but sometimes let's respect each other. When the Prime Minister is speaking and sometimes misleading Parliament, we don't object to it. We allow him to finish, given the due respect the office deserves. But, Mr. Speaker, let's allow debates to run smoothly.
We have another point of order. Mr. Prime Minister, what's your point of order?
For Ialibu-Pangia needs to retract his statement on misleading Parliament. No one stands here mislead Parliament. Maybe he was standing here before misleading Parliament and is using that word out.
Honorable Prime Minister, point of order, blue, in order. So, Honorable Member of Ialibu-Pangia, I think but you must withdraw Mr. statement of misleading Parliament.
Mr. Speaker, M. Desla Totoklo withdrawing misleading Parliament, meaning that some of the statements he's making are not factual. But, these are sort of unnecessary distractions that, we leaders need to do away with. I mean, I stand here, Mr. Speaker, I accept the responsibility that the government made a decision. I'm not running away from it. I'm not hiding somewhere. I'm here facing it. But, Mr. Speaker, there are those who are in government today who were part of that decision-making process, but goes and appears before the Commission of Inquiry, cowardly denying being part of that decision. Mr. Speaker, you have to stand up. Sometimes, yes, we make decisions that are wrong, but that is the benefit of hindsight, Mr. Speaker. When you look back and all of a sudden you think that you were advised wrongly and you've taken some wrong decisions. But when you are making those decisions, you don't know. But I don't walk away from anything, Mr. Speaker. I stand and face it. And I will face our people in the coming elections to justify myself. So, Mr. Speaker, let our people be the judge of who we are. And going back to the report, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that I fully accept all the recommendations. We need to go and after some of those advisors who have misled us, who have really misled us and given advice that this is the best deal for PNG. Yes, we took advice, and these are professional people, Mr. Speaker. And I agree with the recommendations that we should go after UBS. That's what I recommended when I appeared before the Commission of Inquiry. So, Mr. Speaker, 30 million kina later, you found nothing. I know what your motives were, Mr. Speaker. I found your motives. And as Mr. Speaker, I know that many of us here, you have done an excellent job, so you will come back after the elections. And we will make sure that we are part of a government that implements this. I want to assure you that. But, Mr. Speaker, the story is not as what the Prime Minister is stating. And the conclusions of the inquiry are very, very obvious. That the government didn't breach any laws. And we are able to continue to accept that. And, of course, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that the incoming government, whoever it is, if we are part of that government, we will fully implement that. We are quite happy to stand before the ICAC. As I said, I'm quite happy to, they are saying that false evidence, or they're not given proper evidence. Mr. Speaker, I will stand on my word any day against a convicted criminal. Any day. So I'm quite happy to face the courts. So, Mr. Speaker, thank you very much to the Prime Minister, and of course, I commend the commissioners for a job that has cost us a lot of money, but it's worth putting some of the weaknesses like the amendments that they are suggesting in legislation about overseas borrowings. I think that is in order. We fully support that. And Mr. Speaker, I think that this saga is behind us. Let's move forward and let the agencies of government do their job. And let's go and face the people that truly deserve to elect their leaders in the coming elections. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.